let me ask you something uncomfortable. Why do so many people, especially after the age of 50, start acting like they're done living? Like their best years are behind them? Like adventure is a young man's game? Like comfort should now be their only goal? Let me tell you a dark truth no one wants to say out loud. Society conditions you to slow down, to sit still, to fade quietly. But if you're watching this right now, I know one thing for sure: you're not like the others. You're not ready to sit in the passenger seat of life. You're not built to spend your days staring at a television screen or walking circles in the park. You want power. You want control. You want the thrill of the open road under your boots and the wind tearing past your ears. And here's the secret. Adventure motorcycles? They're not just for young adrenaline junkies with six-packs and YouTube channels. They are for warriors, survivors, men and women who have seen enough of life to know exactly what matters. And that's freedom. But here's the manipulation part, and you need to hear this clearly. The motorcycle industry doesn't really talk about you. They market to the bold 30-year-old, the rugged influencer, the guy doing wheelies in Morocco. They've forgotten that the most powerful riders are the ones with scars, with experience, with stories. The truth is, motorcycle companies are finally waking up in 2025. They're now designing adventure bikes specifically for senior riders without making it obvious. They're smarter, lighter, safer, and most importantly, built for people who refuse to be average. And let's be brutally honest, age is not your weakness. It's your advantage. Because you're not reckless, you're precise, you're strategic, and you don't ride to impress, you ride to feel alive again. So in this video, I'm going to reveal the top 8 adventure motorcycles in 2025 that are secretly made for senior riders, but the manufacturers don't want to say it out loud. These are not scooters. These are not boring cruisers. These are machines that whisper one dangerous thing into your soul every time you sit on them. You're not done yet. Ready? Let's begin. 1. Honda NC750X DCT. The brain over brawn machine. Let's start with a bike that doesn't scream for attention, but quietly dominates the road: the Honda NC750X DCT. Why is this bike secretly made for senior riders? 2 words: dual clutch transmission. No more stalling, no more clutch fatigue in traffic, no more wrist pain. You ride like you're commanding a jet, seamless, smooth, and confident. It has a low seat height, perfect for flat foot stability. The engine? Predictable, torquey, forgiving, but still quick enough to make your heart skip a beat when you twist the throttle. And the storage? Integrated frunk. Yep, the fuel tank opens into storage space. You can pack gear, groceries, or gadgets without a backpack. Honda doesn't advertise this bike as senior-friendly, but everything about it, from the ergonomics to the safety, feels like it was designed by someone who actually respects mature riders. You're not here to prove yourself. You're here to ride smart, and this bike obeys you like a loyal machine. 2. BMW F900 GS, the Tactical Commander. This one's for those who want adventure without compromise. The BMW F900 GS is like a German sniper rifle on 2 wheels, precise, powerful, and engineered with surgical attention to rider comfort. Now let's be honest, most BMWs are intimidating, heavy, complex, but this 2025 version? Lighter frame, better suspension, more intuitive controls. And here's the kicker: BMW added adaptive suspension tuned for variable loads. Translation? It adjusts itself to your weight, your luggage, and your terrain. Less strain on the knees, less pressure on your spine, and less energy wasted on fighting your bike. It's for riders who've been around long enough to appreciate refinement, not just horsepower. And the truth? BMW built this bike knowing full well that younger riders can't afford it. It's for you, the mature, well-calculated rider who knows exactly what he wants. 3. Suzuki V-Strom 800DE, the silent assassin. At first glance, the V-Strom 800DE doesn't demand attention. It doesn't have flashy gimmicks or viral TikTok tricks. But that's exactly what makes it lethal. This machine is a mature rebel. Understated power, built for serious, seasoned adventure riders. In 2025, Suzuki upgraded the ergonomics. The handlebars are wide and relaxed. The foot pegs are positioned to ease your hips and knees. It rides like a luxury couch with the heart of a mountain lion. It handles gravel. It handles highways. It handles you without fighting you. And here's where it gets manipulative. You won't hear influencers hype this one. It's not trendy. It's not sexy. But it works. It gets you where you want to go without trying to impress anyone. And isn't that what you want at this stage in your life? To ride instead of pose? 4. Yamaha Tenere 700. The minimalist beast. If you still have that wild blood, if you feel that itch to just disappear into the unknown, then the Yamaha Tenere 700 is your therapy. This is the bike you get when you say, "Give me something reliable, powerful, and raw. No fluff, no screens, no overcomplication." But here's what Yamaha did in 2025. They secretly softened the ride. The new suspension setup eats up bumps without jarring your spine. The weight distribution was balanced further forward. That means less stress on your lower back and hips. Still want to stand and ride on trails? You can. Want to just sit and glide? You can. It's a minimalist dream. It doesn't distract. It obeys. If you're the kind of rider who'd rather climb mountains than post selfies, this is your weapon. 5. Royal Enfield Himalayan 450. The old soul's companion. Sometimes, you don't need speed. You need connection, nostalgia, simplicity. The new Royal Enfield Himalayan 450 is exactly that. A bike that feels like it came out of a Hemingway novel but rebuilt for 2025. Now here's the truth. In the past, Enfields had a reputation. Underpowered, vibrations, issues. But the new Himalayan 450? Fuel injected, liquid cooled, balanced, reliable, and most importantly, effortless to handle. It doesn't demand your body. It doesn't punish your age. It partners with you. This is the bike you take when you're done chasing, and now you just want to experience. And the manipulation here is real. This bike makes you feel like your youth never left. 6. Kawasaki Versys 650 LT, the middleweight king. This is the bike for the strategist, the rider who wants a perfect balance between long-distance touring and nimble city riding. The 2025 Versys 650 LT is a chess move. Kawasaki lowered the center of gravity, widened the seat, added heated grips and cruise control. This is not a beginner's toy. It's a seasoned traveler's throne. When you're 5'5 plus and still want to cross states, visit grandkids, or disappear into the horizon, this bike says, "Let's go, I'll take care of you." You're not wasting time anymore. Every ride is intentional, and this bike gives you no excuses to stop. 7. Triumph Tiger 900 GT Low, the British gentleman. This is a luxury hotel on 2 wheels. But don't mistake comfort for weakness. The Tiger 900 GT Low is a finely tuned, high-torque animal with manners. Here's the genius. Triumph lowered the seat height by more than 1.5 inches, made the foot pegs more forward, adjusted the clutch for softer pull tension. Why? Because they know who's buying this. Not kids, not thrill seekers. Seniors with class. Doesn't bark, it whispers. It doesn't leap, it pounces. And when you ride it through mountain curves, it hugs the road like silk. It's the gentleman's rebellion. 8. Harley Pan America 1250, the unexpected monster. You probably didn't expect this name here, but Harley went rogue. They dropped their cruiser heritage and entered the ADV war zone, and the Pan America 1250 is now one of the most advanced, senior-compatible adventure bikes ever made. And here's the shocker. It has adaptive ride height. The bike lowers itself when you stop. Flat-foot confidence for short riders, older riders, or riders with mobility concerns. And that's not all. It's surprisingly light for a 1250cc, handles well, and is packed with safety tech. Hill hold, cornering ABS, traction control, and semi-active suspension. It's rebellion disguised as luxury. This bike doesn't say you're old. It says you're powerful and you've got taste. So now that you've seen all 8 machines, let me ask you something personal. Which one of these bikes whispered to you the loudest? Not the one with the biggest engine, not the trendiest name, but the one that felt like it was speaking directly to your soul. Because here's the truth no one talks about. At this stage in life, you don't ride for fun anymore. You ride to feel free. You ride to feel young again. You ride to remember the version of yourself you buried under responsibilities, pressure, and pain. And these bikes, they're not toys. They're keys. Keys that unlock the part of you that still believes life isn't over. So drop a comment right now and tell me, which of these 8 adventure motorcycles would you take on your next journey, and why? Was it the refined Triumph Tiger, the tech-heavy Pan America, or the minimalist Tenere? And if you're already riding one of these, tell Tell the world what it feels like. Help someone out there who's still doubting themselves. Because here's what I believe. Growing older is inevitable. But staying adventurous? That's a choice. And you're just one ride away from proving you're not finished. You're just getting started.